Have you ever thought maybe you were a pedophile? Have you ever spent all day thinking about it? You are not alone. Come listen to my POCD interview on Twitch, starting now. Hey gamers. So, Mr. O got banned. I just read that tweet, so you see where this is going, and you can probably already think, wow, or why he got banned. But the thing is, I watched that stream, and what I got from it is they were trying to get people that had these thoughts to come forward and get help, which is a good thing. People come forward and get help that have these thoughts, and less kids get hurt because those people are getting help. I'm going to put some clips in, but the whole stream was this girl talking about her issues and the issues she had with it. I'm pretty sure the girl even made the point that people don't talk about this, and that's the reason she wanted to talk about it, because if you have these issues, where are you supposed to go to talk about it at? You know, you can't tell someone, hey, I'm having these thoughts about children. People are obviously just going to, be repulsed and probably not even be able to look over that. If someone came to me and said that, I would probably even be disgusted, but I would want to know more. I would want to talk to them about it so they get it out. And also, I'm just weird like that. I'm kind of interested in people's minds. So, Anyways, this is how he got banned. Let's get into it. Let's get into the big drama. Ooh. Today, I woke up and turned on my computer to see a pedophilia awareness stream on Twitch with 1,100 viewers. Meanwhile, Twitch isn't even doing the bare minimum to keep kids safe from online predators on their platform. Retreat and hold Twitch accountable. Now, if you read this, you might think, this kind of sounds like you're trying to get this shut down. You're trying to get this person banned. Am I wrong? Hold Twitch accountable? Is that not verbiage that is implying, hey, go report this? Because that's exactly what happened. The funny part about that is, after it did happen, it turned into, I never asked for mass reporting of Mr. Girl, publicly or privately. I asked Twitch to do a better job of keeping kids safe, like I do on almost all of my tweets. Never once mentioned banning anyone. Go ahead and blame me because I'm an easy target, I guess. Weird. Pick one. You either did or you didn't. Hold Twitch accountable. Lol.
The person feels the urge to perform compulsions or safety behaviors to alleviate anxiety, prevent something bad from happening, seek certainty that they are not a pedophile, etc. For example, a mother might experience unwanted sexually intrusive thoughts about her toddler. That's the obsession. And thus avoid, that's the compulsion, holding or playing with her child because of how terrified she is of the thoughts. Pedophilia OCD is not pedophilia. The obsessions of obsessive-compulsive disorder are ego-dystonic, or opposite to a person's desires, values, and self-concept. A person with POCD is deeply disturbed by their obsessions and does not enjoy them. They want more than anything to escape the thoughts because of how terrorizing they are, and go to great lengths to do so by performing compulsions. A person with actual pedophilia experiences sexual thoughts, urges, attraction, and fantasies that are ego-syntonic, or align with a person's self-concept, feelings, and desires. The sexual thoughts and feelings about children are pleasurable to the person with pedophilia. To be diagnosed with pedophilia, according to the DSM, your sexual thoughts about children or behavior around that have to disturb you, or you have to have acted on them in a way that impacts a child. So I'll probably have some disagreements here.
Weird. It kind of just seems pretty informative at the moment. I don't see any propaganda or supportiveness or normalization. Maybe later on.
As an early education teacher, I feel like I've worked with OCD pedophilia or have had thoughts that describe what you said.
I wasn't sure exactly where to start. But I did like the overview you just gave.
Yeah, I don't think we need... I think, though, yeah, I wanted to spare you from having to educate, and we can kind of just get right into the conversation. Oh, somebody's asking, what is POCD? Let me explain it again, and you tell me if this is correct.
Got it.
Like OCD, but centered on pedophilia, someone suffering from POCD experiences intrusive thoughts, feelings, and urges related to children, or is afraid. The website didn't say this, but I think another thing is that they're afraid they're experiencing intrusive thoughts, feelings, and urges, and aren't even sure if they are feelings or urges about attraction to children, and then has to compulsively somehow react to that.
Yeah. So it get like you said, it can get like really meta with the like I'm not even feeling this, but I'm afraid that I might feel this in the future, so I have to protect
Yeah,
myself from that maybe. But
yeah,
yeah, I would say like the clinical diagnosis of OCD, like anyone with what's called a subtype, there's like different subtypes like homosexual OCD, somebody who's like afraid that they're gay and they're not like being homophobic. It just like I don't know, that's just how it is.
Huh. So it seems like so far we're not doing any kind of pedophile awareness stream. We're talking about, honestly, they're not even talking about pedophiles. They're talking about people that obsess over pedophilia. Whether that means, are they one? Are they going to be one in the future? Are they having thoughts that could make them one? It doesn't really sound like we're talking about people that are pedophiles and their awareness of pedophiles or normalizing pedophiles. Kind of strange how that works if you actually watch what you're talking about instead of seeing something and just randomly making a conclusion about it and putting it on fucking Twitter. It's kind of crazy how that works. Anyways,
So I don't think
I
that
think it holds a
that
lot of water.
oh
I think it's like a whole kiddie pool full of water, if you excuse the metaphor. Do you have a
no, I
sense of
love
humor?
that.
Do you have a sense of humor about this?
Yeah, no, I'm totally cool joking about it.
Because the thing
Like,
about because POCD is inherently funny.
you think so?
Not the suffering, obviously, but the yeah, conceptually, I think it's funny.
Okay. No, yeah, I do have a sense of humor about it. I think like 4 years ago or 5 years ago, I would not have had a sense of humor about it,
Okay.
but laughing about it's good.
now I'm not here to tell you to be outraged or not about making jokes about sensitive topics. I personally don't give a shit. I think it's funny. What he said was funny there to me. I mean, I make jokes about all kinds of things. I think all kinds of jokes are funny, and humor helps us deal with hard topics, in my opinion. If you want to be outraged about that, that's okay. That's your prerogative. That's how you feel, and no one else can tell you how to feel. So.
The subtype, but no doctor, I don't think a doctor would say you have
You
like
have POCD.
POCD. Yeah,
Right.
right.
It's I would assume that the interest in the subtype would be more about finding other people to talk about it with or support groups.
Yeah, it's like yeah, it's like a short form way to communicate a larger concept. Like instead of saying like I have intrusive images of children and me hurting them or something
Yeah.
like that. Like you don't have to go into any of that. You can just say, I'm like this, and they can either understand you or not.
Yeah, that makes sense because it's a if you're obsessed with hand washing or whatever, that's it's not stigmatizing. But if you tell people, I mean, there's a reason that your camera's off.
Yeah, I'm looking for jobs. I'm 21. Can't really have this like my face out there talking about my
Okay.
fucking pedophilia fear.
Yeah.
No, I think this speaks volumes to why this conversation is important because that's a prime example of why this is important. She has her camera off and she's being completely anonymous in this conversation because she would be judged so hardcore. And I'm not here to say if she should or should not be judged hardcore. I'm just saying there's value in this conversation being public, and if it can get other people that have these thoughts and fears to listen and maybe get them to seek help, then that obviously equals less children are getting hurt. And isn't that really what it's all about? Isn't that what we all want? Also, I stream nearly every day on Twitch when I'm not too depressed to stream. Come stop by. Thank you.
Didn't stop them, and that the fact that I didn't stop them and just had kind of frozen was my obsession. Like mine, some people call this like real event OCD, but I feel like that's just like I feel like that's an unnecessary term. Um, like yeah. Um,
The labeling can become a little OCD in itself.
Law. Yeah, I guess so. Um, yeah, so I would be like 9, 10 years old, like watching like pedophile documentaries on Netflix and Hulu, or it was about like destigmatizing pedophilia. But it didn't like because my thoughts are irrational and I'm not a pedophile. That didn't make me feel any better. Um, part of the laughing is that in retrospect, it's like silly to me, and the other part of the laughing is that I really struggle with like I don't want people to feel bad for me ever. Yeah, so super obsessed all day, every day. Um, like I
Okay.
literally thought that just because I was thinking this stuff, like somebody was gonna come get me,
And
or like somebody would see my Googles about it, and they would
yeah.
just come pick me up and be like, "Okay, well, you're not allowed to feel that way, or like worry about this," and like clearly because you're thinking about it, you are. So, and because you didn't stop that kid when you were 9 years old, um, you are. Um,
Were your intrusive thoughts about when you were 9? What age children?
it was always about the kid, the same kid. I guess not always. Sometimes it would be about other kids, but like a huge thing to understand about POCD is that it's very like it's not even really about kids. Like,
Hmm.
and that sounds weird, but you'll like so I'm a moderator of a forum about this, like tucked away on the internet somewhere. And people will talk about their experiences, but if you read what they're saying, there's nothing about the kid, like maybe the age of the kid, but it's all
Wait.
self-analytical.
Are, I'm getting
Oh,
a deflection. Are you going to answer my question?
um,
So something happened to her when she was a child with another child that sparked this condition. Are these hard conversations? Yes. Are they hard to listen to? Yes. Are they weird? Absolutely. But I think they are important, and I think if it equals less children getting hurt, then yes, I think they're worth it. Real question is this ban worthy? Absolutely not. I'm going to leave some more of the stream in, and you can come to your own conclusion. Thank you for watching.
Okay, here's one problem with this conversation is that I'm going to try to kind of penetrate to the core of what you're
okay.
saying,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that you are going to say reassuring things in response.
About me or you?
I don't know. I think in
Oh,
general, but like if I'm like, wait, so I'm because you're saying I was 9 and I was thinking I'm going to go to jail for my thoughts. So I was saying, oh, what age person are your thoughts about? And then like very quickly you're going to like, well, don't worry, like the thoughts are never actually about the
no.
kid.
I think you're being presumptuous. Hear me out.
Hmm. Okay.
A lot of it is yourself. So maybe the kid is in the thought. Like some people will just have like raw, like upsetting thoughts and like imagery. And I've definitely had like vivid imagery. But a lot of it is like obsession about yourself. If you're asking specifically about the thing that happened to me, the kid at the time was 2. Um, so like, and that's another part that was really hard for me to process was like obviously a 2-year old doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, so like you can't even be
Yeah.
like this person did this to me and like they were being malicious. Like there's no I can't, and I don't really want to feel that way either way, but um
But
yeah.
you're saying at the time when you were 9, you felt
Hmm.
like you had been like assaulted or traumatized by the 2-year-old.
No, not even I thought that because
Just
I
by
didn't.
by the experience of not stopping the 2-year-old.
Yeah, the experience of
Okay.
not stopping the 2-year-old. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. um and I think part of the problem is that I was exposed to porn really young, so there was no like opportunity for it to have been just like an like awkward encounter. Like it just got roped in with what I'd already been exposed to. if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
Um,
it does.
okay. But what I was saying earlier is that a lot of it is like self-analysis. So like if I am like having thoughts about what happened, I'm usually it was just like myself. Like I was thinking of myself being bad and how I was so ashamed and my perception of myself in the situation. And there was no like I barely thought about that kid like a lot of the time. And then the rest of the time was just like vivid images.
Okay, so it feels like you're either trying to explain or reassure me that the thoughts are not sexual somehow.
Um,
You're not thinking back over this moment and thinking like, man, that was great. This was so hot, and I really enjoyed that, and I would sure love to do it again, but I'm not supposed to. Like you're trying. It still seems like you're trying to. You're telling me that that was not the nature of your thoughts.
no. I don't feel like I'm trying to reassure you, but it's totally possible that I am.
That's like the antidote to POCD. It's like
Yeah.
if you like you can fantasize about a 2-year-old if you want to. I don't like so
Um,
what? And
I
like
feel like
I'm not saying so what. Like I definitely get a little uncomfortable talking about like I'm not going to broadcast all my sexual fantasies on the internet.
okay.
You know, not all of them, but if I'm by myself, I'm much more I am pretty comfortable with whatever. I have an anything
I
goes policy.
Mr. Girl obviously has some pretty controversial takes. I'm not gonna deny that. I could see how people hearing that would jump the gun. So I will concede that maybe he should be better at wording things that he says sometimes. Fucking sunlight. What the fuck? I need to get black curtains.
I feel like the two antidotes to POCD, well,
Yeah.
besides like the treatment for OCD, is therapy and medication, and you can and will get better just like I did. Because I didn't get better with these two antidotes. But the two antidotes
Yeah.
um,
Thought
are
antidotes.
thought antidotes are
Yeah.
nobody can read your mind. Your mind is private. Nobody knows what you're thinking. And pedophiles don't have to kill themselves. They can just not hurt anyone. It's fine.
Pedophiles don't have to kill themselves.
Yeah.
I don't see why. I find even that a little disturbing as a slogan. If I went around saying like, "Hey, gay people don't have to kill themselves. It's okay." It just comes. I feel like that might be kind of triggering or destabilizing to people.
Personally, I think that you're I don't know, I said personally, of course it's fucking personally, but I think
You're trying to
you're
soften the blow of your incoming
I know,
disagreement. I'm
it's a
ready. It's
fucking
okay.
woman thing. It's a
Yeah.
fucking woman thing and it's really annoying. I hate having to
Yes.
like comfort everyone around me all the time that I'm not gonna
I
yell at them. That you're forgetting why why that's not why we can't condone pedophilia.
I do
So
condone pedophilia.
oh fuck. I get acting on pedophilic urges. How about that?
I don't condone acting on pedophilic urges.
Yeah, and so that's why your analogy doesn't really
But like
work.
I think about like shooting people.
I know.
But like um you know, but like not really.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. You're saying that you want to make it clear that you think it's okay to not only be gay but to have gay sex.
Yeah, gay sex is fucking awesome. That's
And
actually um
as the I yeah, so I guess I'm sorry. I'm monologuing. I
no, I love
see
it.
Shut up.
We'll talk.
I see, yeah, a lack of boundaries and a lack of self control as the thing that hurts children, not the urge to hurt them. That's kind of how I define it. So, but I definitely don't want to invalidate, as you say, the victims and people who feel like more horrified or angry at the urge to hurt a children. Because I feel like if you have a kid, like, you're gonna want to do all fucking kinds of terrible shit to it. And your job as a parent is to not do that, or if you're around kids, to not do that, and to learn how to manage your feelings. And I think that most I think of sex abuse as the result of people not knowing how to manage their feelings. And I want to encourage people to acknowledge their feelings and talk about them as a way to prevent further victimization. But I agree with you that that's not how all victims see it. Probably not even how most victims see it. And so there is something invalidating about how I talk about that, and it's something I want to work on, and I would like to give you the floor now.
So in conclusion, this was a nearly 3-hour live stream. Do I agree completely with what Mr. Girl says? Absolutely not. There are some things I have issues with, but I think he has the right to talk about these things, and I think it does benefit people to hear them. Because the more people that have these thoughts that can actually hear someone else that has these thoughts talk about it openly and hear why it's bad and why they shouldn't do it, and that they got help is in their struggles while they were doing it is a good thing, and that is a man worthy. Thank you for watching. Make up your own minds, you know.